Hey guys, this is Tor from GitCon here, and I'm with Louis from the
Yes.com.
Yes. And we've already been doing some tone prints.
Yes.
And basically what you've done is you set up like a little, just like bread and butter pedal board that you could take with you anywhere and basically get the job done.
That's right.
And the last pedal that we're working on right now is the Flashback.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see if we can do a tone print for that.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. In terms of delay sounds, we talked about the Hall of Fame and you gravitated towards the spring, the reverb gravitating towards spring sounds. Do you have something similar preference-wise for delays?
You know, it's interesting. Same thing, when I mix in a delay, I always try to hear what it sounds like with my dry really low.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems mixing in any effect with the dry all the way up is you really don't hear how much of the effect is there. And that creates a problem when you're listening to the mix after the fact.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, there's a lot of crap in there.
Yeah.
But if you could listen to the effect with the dry low, you kind of know. It's like having, I'm going to use a food analogy, forgive me, but it's like knowing exactly, I need 1 teaspoon of sugar.
Yeah.
You don't make the cake and then put in the sugar and keep adding and then keep tasting. You know exactly how much you're going to put in, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important if we turn the dry down and create that teaspoon of sugar, of delay, so to speak. I know it's a bad analogy.
Well, it's a cool analogy.
But you want to know exactly how much is going in without being biased by the tone around it.
Yeah.
Right? I love the edge, but he's all about putting the effect up front.
Yeah.
And kind of like keep it in the back.
Yeah.
So subtle, I think, is, you know. So what am I... First of all, it's going too many repeats.
Yeah, so we can back that down.
I think when you hit 4, you should be at the end. So
you want a little less?
Yeah, end at 4. Perfect. Now, what are the delay options? Like, what do you have? I know there's some that have, like, modulation.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the delay options.
The first one is, we call it the 2290, which is basically because it comes from our old digital delay unit.
Sure.
And this is a very clean, natural sounding delay. So it's basically a representation of what your guitar sounds like.
Right.
There's still some filter options if you want to back down the highs a little bit or tweak it a little bit. There's options of doing that, but the core sound of it is very pure and sounds like your original guitar signal.
Right.
So that's this one. Then the second one is an analog one, and analog by nature have a tendency to be quite dark sounding. Oh, interesting. Let's try that again. Too much.
I feel like there's a ball of delay in there.
Yeah. And then we have the tape one, and they, on the other hand, tend to cut both the highs and the lows, so they have a little bit more of a nasal sound.
Too much.
And then we get into all the weird ones, like modulated delays.
No, let's go back to the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Subtle and clean. Now I need to lower the amount of delay.
Yeah.
Not the time, but the actual audible amount.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Is that good?
That sounds really good.
Sure.
I mean, do you realize we have 3 effects on? Doesn't sound like there's really much there. It's so subtle.
That's true.
stop, and
it's just a good core guitar sound.
Core guitar sound, yeah.
How about timing-wise on the delays?
So timing is interesting because I know there's a lot of delays that have tap tempo and all that, and you always want to, in a perfect world, you want to have like a perfect time, but the truth is we don't always play in perfect time, and every song has a different tempo. Yeah. And even if you have a song that has a tempo, and you have a drummer that takes you a little slower, a little louder, completely throw off your delay.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to have a delay sound that is tempo agnostic. I know that sounds crazy, but something where it's subtle enough or generic enough that it doesn't matter what you're playing.
It's just filling in some...
Yeah, because if I was doing something like this, 3, 4... you know, where you're trying to sync it with it, then it becomes very important, especially if the delay is but that's not what we're doing. No. We're almost using it as a subtle effect.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What do you think is the best, I think like kind of like a 4/4, right?
Yeah.
Like a 1, 2.
Yeah.
Something very subtle, which is kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
We don't want to go too fast.
No.
We don't want to go too slow. So I'm thinking somewhere near what we have. So with that said, where does that leave us?
So that's around 500 milliseconds.
I think that's good.
Perfect.
I would say that sounds good.
Perfect.
Then, and again, you're dealing with a science that's not perfect. Because drummers, tempos, anything could throw it off.
Yeah.
So I think it's got to be something in line with, you know, your style of playing maybe, you know.
Yeah, when you use it more, it's almost like an extra reverb. It just adds some more room to the sound. Now we're looking at 3 TonePrint pedals with knobs looking straight up.
Yep.
Which means that we have 3 TonePrints.
You're going to ask me for another name though, aren't you?
I am.
Oh man, I don't know. We have the M4 on the TK Tone. It's a subtle delay.
Yeah.
Very subtle delay. I think we should call it LSD. Because we said it's like a very subtle delay.
It is.
Let's make it LSD.
It's a light, subtle LSD.
Very light, subtle delay. So there it is. So we're all set. We got.
Yeah, we have the sounds, and then we suddenly forgot that we wanted to use the mesh switch on these 2 pedals, and you have that kind of break. It's an effects break. I think it's like.
Yeah. That's right.
And that's a really cool idea, actually. We haven't done that before, so that's nice.
Awesome.